Greetings, beautiful people. Welcome to week 8 of general psychology. In this short video, I'm going to give you some tips about our midterm. Okay, so the first thing I want to say is that the midterm is our first official test. So test 1 is the midterm. We are in the middle of the semester, and this is our first big test. This test is going to have 50 questions, and each question is worth 2 points for a total of 100 points. So if you score between 90 and 100, that's an A. 89 to 80 is a B, 79 to 70 is a C, 69 to 60 is a D, and obviously 59 and below is not passing. Now, you shouldn't be too stressed because if you fail this test, or if you're just not satisfied with your score, or you missed the test, you can take the makeup at the end of the semester. So aim high, but if you miss the test, don't stress out because you have one more opportunity at the end of the semester. All right, so this test will become available on Wednesday. Today's Tuesday, and I will be publishing the test as of tomorrow, Wednesday. So today's the 27th. The test will be available on the 28th. You are not obligated to take it as soon as it's available. You technically have until Sunday when it's due. All right, so you really want to try to get the test finished by Sunday, by the due date. But if you're running late, it actually closes on Monday. The reason why I leave it open until Monday at 11:59 p.m. is because maybe you had some technical difficulties or if there's some issue over the weekend. So I'm giving that one extra grace period day. But you want to get this assignment done technically by Sunday. All right, the next thing I'll say is you are allowed to have a page of notes, and that is an 8.5 by 11, so a standard typing piece of paper. You can type these notes or handwrite them, and it's front and back, so two-sided, one page, and you can use that when you take the test. All right, this test will look at information presented in chapters 1, 2, 3, 6, and 7. So those topics are the science of psychology, the history of psychology and modern perspectives and approaches in psychology, as well as biological foundations of behavior, developmental psychology, learning theory, and memory. And we've had discussions on all of these topics via the discussion board. And I have posted PowerPoints and videos for each topic in the modules. So there's 5 chapters, 50 questions. You can imagine about 10 questions per chapter. There's quite a lot of information, so I would encourage you to make sure you read the summaries of the chapters and make sure you understand the learning objectives for each chapter. I do want to let you know that these tests, or this midterm, and when we get to the final, I tend to have tests that are applied or critical thinking type questions on the test. So some of the questions will require that you memorize, basic facts, but most of the questions will require that you really understand the content because you're given a scenario and then you have to show what you know. You have to apply that learning to the scenario. And why do I do tests like this? Because it's more useful to practice scenarios than it is to memorize isolated facts. In today's world, you can just look on your phone for a fact. You can, Google it. So it's more important that you're able to understand the information and apply that information in different settings. So I'm giving you a chance to practice your critical thinking skills. All right. The next thing I want to remind you is that this test is proctored via HonorLock. Remember, HonorLock is a Google Chrome extension, so you'll have to add that HonorLock to your, to your profile or to your web browser, and then it's a $5 charge per test or $10 for the entire semester per class. So I would say you probably want to pay the $10 because if you're not satisfied with your score on this test, if you have unlimited HonorLock, then you can take the makeup with no additional charge, right? Other things I want to mention are that there is a questions thread in Canvas. It's been up there since the beginning of the semester, and some people have been chiming in and asking questions, and your fellow class members can respond. I check the questions thread Monday through Thursday. So if you post a question there, I'm happy to respond. If you reply to this video with a question, or you want me to do a video on a particular topic, if you let me know in enough time, I can pull it together and do that to kind of make sure we're on the same page and that you understand the concepts and the theories that are presented in this class. There will be an extra credit assignment, and the extra credit assignment is going to be a crossword puzzle, and it's worth 10 points that will be added directly to your test. So this can improve your test score. All right. I think that's the main things I want to say. Okay, so the last thing I'll say about this video in particular is we're at the midpoint this week. The main thing you're focusing on is the test. If you happen to finish the test early and you want to get a jump start, go ahead and look at the announcements, and I'm going to post a link for what's coming up next. If you're not so sure about what you want to do, you could always work on your group project. Remember, the group project is something you're working on behind the scenes for the duration of the semester. So you can always do that. That's all I got, folks. If you got questions, comments, compliments, or concerns, you know what to do.